My cousin at that time, who was 3 years older, was in high school and was having considerable difficulty with his algebra and had a tutor, Chem. And I was allowed to sit in the corner while the tutor would try to teach my cousin algebra. And so problems like 2x plus, I said to my cousin that, I said, what are you trying to do? You know, I hear him talk about x. He said, well, you know, 2x plus 7 is equal to 15, he said, and you're trying to find out what x is. I said, you mean 4? He says, yeah, but you did it with arithmetic. You have to do it by algebra. And that's why my cousin was never able to do algebra, because he didn't understand how he was supposed to do it. There was no way. I learned algebra, fortunately, by not going to school. By knowing the whole idea was to find out what x was, and it didn't make any difference how you did it. There's no such a thing as you don't do it by arithmetic, you do it by algebra. That was a false thing that they had invented in school so that the children who have to study algebra can all pass it. They had invented a set of rules which, if you followed them without thinking, could produce the answer. Subtract 7 from both sides. If you have a multiplier, divide both sides by the multiplier, and so on. A series of steps by which you could get the answer if you didn't understand what you were trying to do. There was a series of math books which starts arithmetic for the practical man, and then algebra for the practical man, and then trigonometry for the practical man. And I learned trigonometry for the practical man from that. Soon forgot it again because I didn't understand it very well. But they were going to get, the series was coming out, and the library was going to get calculus for the practical man. And I knew by this time, by reading the encyclopedia, that calculus was an important subject, and it was an interesting one, and I ought to learn it. I was older now. I was perhaps 13. And then the calculus book finally came out, and I was so excited. And I went to the librarian to take it out. And she looks at me and she says, you're just a child. What are you taking this book out for? This book is... So it was one of the few times in my life I was uncomfortable. I lied. I said it was for my father. He sold it. So I took it home and I learned calculus from it.
An oxygen isotope test allows her to determine the weather during the era.
So you either have a heavy mass isotope or a light mass isotope.
Combining data from a whole bunch of isotope tests, Selena hopes to determine how weather patterns impacted the dinosaur ecosystem.
The number you get is the ratio of the heavy to the light isotopes.
But what is an isotope test? I don't know.
How many people get into your field or think they want to get into your field because, you know, they saw Indiana Jones or, you know, some documentary on the Discovery Channel and then realize that they're just too stupid?
One would hope they would keep trying.
One would, but as a professor, I mean, really, you need a good-sized brain for this.
Or a lot of hard work. Chemistry was never my strong suit.
But you got through it?
But I got through it, yeah. I apply it to paleontology, and I clicked a little bit better. So if you apply it to something that you really like, it clicks a little bit better.
So your passion was paleontology.
Yeah.
Your one of the challenges was chemistry, but because you were able to apply it to something that made sense to your brain, you were able to master chemistry.
Yes.
You see, this just made the whole story worthwhile. It was very wise, I thought. Very insightful.
Is about to guide us through.
I just don't get it.
Math.
Still not sure what pi means.
The very word conjures painful memories. Long division, square roots, the quadratic equation. Not only do most of us not like math, we're also not very good at it. In an international test of 15-year-olds, out of 64 countries, the U.S. placed 24th.
We don't currently in this country have a cultural expectation that, yeah, you're going to learn math just like you're going to learn reading. It's okay to not be good at math.
Glenn Whitney is good at math. He's got a PhD in it and is trying to change the way we think about one of our least favorite subjects. I loved math. I loved algebra. I really loved geometry.
Right.
I hit the wall at pre-cal.
That's the problem, because you were only given one road to go through mathematics. You got the impression that once you hit the wall, that's it. There's nothing more for you. In fact, math is this extremely varied, beautiful landscape. And we're showing people just one road cut right through the center of it.
Whitney says our math curriculum is designed for rocket scientists, literally.
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal before this decade is out of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the Earth.
50 years ago, America was in a space race against the Soviet Union, and beefing up our math program was seen as part of a winning solution.
We needed the young, bright science or math kid to be our hero to take us to the moon.
We have a liftoff, 32 minutes past the hour.
We haven't had a mission like that since then to capture the public imagination as to the importance of math.
Angular base.
The message is simple. Math is everywhere, a part of our daily lives. I'm just trying to think about my morning right now and see what role math played.
All right.
Okay, so I woke up at 6:20. I guess there's math there, right?
In some sense, timekeeping was one of the original drivers for the creation of mathematics.
Okay, I got out of bed, I put my glasses on, I walked over to
Wait, stop right there. Optics has as its foundation mathematics.
And then I got dressed, and I had a little bit of a hard time making the bow tie work.
Right.
Okay.
So I was going to say, I see your bow tie.
Okay.
And knot theory is one of the most vibrant, rich areas of mathematics right now.
Why didn't I take knot theory in high school? I would have loved that.
Well, that's actually a great question, right? It's just about taking a piece of rope and what are the different ways you can loop it around so that it's not just a circle. It's something that lots of people can enjoy. It's something that we show in classes that come into the museum.
I want you all together to turn yourselves into this circle.
And that's the point. Math may not be easy as pie, but it's not so square either. Do you think that math lovers can seduce the math haters into liking math?
People who are really engaged with math understand that there's a lot of folks out there that don't see it the same way they do. And they really want to show them the beauty and the wonder and the excitement that they experience. So hopefully we've done that. That's certainly what we're trying to do.
Success is neurologically determined by one's ability to stay focused on a task.
Prithee, the traveling clown, couldst thou directest me to Robin Hood's hideout? I wouldst fain join me up with his band of jolly outlaws. Look no further, good friar, for I am he for whomst thou seekest. I am Robin Hood. Oh, cut it out. I'm serious. If you don't know where he is, just say so. But honest and truly, I am Robin Hood. Sure you are. Look, give me a chance, can't you? I'll prove I'm Robin Hood. See yon rich, unwary traveler? I'll rob him of his gold and give it to some poor, unworthy slob. That'll prove that I'm Robin Hood. Prithee? Yoicks! And away! 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 You... Now then, yikes! And away!
Once there was a silly old ram, thought he'd punch a hole in a dam. No one could make that ram scram. He kept butting that dam 'cause he had high hopes. He had high hopes. He had high apple pie in the sky hopes. So anytime you're feeling bad, instead of feeling sad, just remember that ram. Oops, there goes a billion kilowatt dam.
Oops, there goes a billion kilowatt dam.
Oops, there goes a billion kilowatt dam.
Well, I guess this is it, old pal.
It sure is. What?
The end.
Ooh.